Hi everyone, welcome back to Bombtastic Gaming. I'm Sheena. Thank you all for the continued support. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and also click that bell to get notifications when new videos like this drop. All right, for today's video, we're going to show you guys a Civil War themed two-person strategy game called Border States. Jake and I are going to set this up real quick and then we will go from there. So here's the gameplay setup of Border States. We'll kind of go over some of the pieces and then some of the gameplay as well. The objective of the game is to have control of these 5 states here. You have Delaware, Maryland, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Missouri. The game is played in 5 turns. 5 turns are from 1861 to 1865, representing the years that the Civil War took place. This gray circle piece here will represent you having to move when each turn starts. These pieces here are your state pieces, your state token pieces. There are 4 for each state, and we'll go over how to move these pieces and get control over that. Next we have the battles here on my right. You have 1 for each type of battle that you have shown, for 1 for 0, 1, and 2. The reason why these numbers are here is whenever you have your battles, if you have a 0, you only put 2 of these square pieces. These are called influences. These pieces here will help you get control over the state tokens that are here. When you have a battle that shows a 1, that means you'll have 2 plus the addition for the battle shown. And then for 2, you'll have 2 plus the 2 additional for that battle shown. For the game, there are a total of 17 battle cards that you have here. But when you start the game, you'll shuffle all 17 and then remove 2 from the game. So that way, each turn will have 3 battles. You have 2 sides. You have the Confederacy and the Union, each with a president with an ability. You also have 5 historic figures from each side, each of them with their own ability as well. When you start the game, you'll shuffle those 5 cards and remove 1 from the game. Some of those abilities also include the Bible and the canon that are shown here, and we'll go more in depth of how to use those. Next you have the 10 generals for the Union and the Confederacy. When you start, you'll randomly select 4 generals. I'm just going to pick the 4 here just to show it. And then you will have the 6 remaining that are going to be sitting up against your opponent, like this side here for the Confederacy. Lastly, you have a coin here showing the presidents. Whenever you start the game, you will flip the coin, and whoever's face is up, in this case it's Abraham Lincoln, they will be going first, and they have what is called the initiative. And we'll go more in depth about what the initiative is.
Okay, now that Sheena went over the setup of the game, I'm going to cover the actual gameplay and how to win control of the 5 states. So to start off the turn, like Sheena said, you'll have your generals up here. They each have special abilities and for the regular generals, so hopefully I can get it to focus. So the number in the left, the 1, that comes into play when adding up the battles. But the reason I'm showing you this is each general will have a number over here on the side like this. So 1, 2, 3. So what happens in the turn is you have your 4 here, and there's numbers on all the generals, 1, 2, and 3. And then there are 2 specific, one for each side with a 0 and 1 with a -2. So in order to start your turn, what you do is you take 1 from your recruitment pool, which is this board that is shown from the 6. Now, in order to do that, each player can only take from the end. So like if I remove this, then I can take from this one. I cannot take from the middle starting out unless that is what the special ability for the president is, President Lincoln or Jefferson Davis. it allows you to pick from any. But once you use the president, you can no longer use it for the rest of the game. So that's it, the president's special ability. So what would happen is, so like for instance, starting out as the Union, say I'll take this one, and then you pick 2 from your actual pool here. So let me slide this up so I'm not off the game. So you pick 2. Now, what I will do is, so I'll take these 2 just to show y'all. Hopefully it focuses up. There we go. So I'm going to take the 1 and the 0, and then I'm going to pick the 1, so with the 3 battles. So what happens is the person playing the other side would do the same as well and mimic that. When then you, on the reveal at the same time, one of the 2 generals to each other. And the numbers on the left that are shown gives you access to the battle. So you would say, and they're indicated. So this is battle 1, this is battle 2, and this is battle 3. So because I've shown this, I can put them on any battle. Now there are some, like this general right here, that he's only showing 2. So if I reveal him, I can only put the 2 pieces on the battle 2. So to start, and then I'll explain the 0, he's called the ambush. So for battle 1, I could do 1, 2, and 3. So like I could put this general here, and then I may put this general there. And they can be on either side. It doesn't matter. You can pick either side. Then the person playing the Confederacy, so I would go first because I have the initiative. And so I'm just going to let Sheena grab 2 real quick. It doesn't matter which 2 that she picks. And she would have revealed 1 to me, and so just show 1. So she would pick this general for the Confederacy. So he's a 1 and a 1. So now, because we would have shown 1 of each, the lowest number usually goes first in the corner. So that's where that number comes in play. But if they're tied, this is where the initiative comes into play as well. And so since I have the initiative, I would go first. Then it flips. So that way the initiative flips in events of a tie. So then she goes, but however, Bragg here is the general she selected. He only has access to battle 1. So she could put him in here or next to my general. And there's 4. So the number of generals you can put on one side is representative by the cubes. So she could go here or here. Now, so we'll just put it here. But her second general, she doesn't have to show, but it would have to go in the same battle. Mm-hmm. So she can put it, I'll let her put it wherever she would like. So, and you do this 3 times so that, in a sense, you will have 6 generals, 3 showing and 3 face down. Now, just for the sake of the demonstration, will you put just pick any one that's a normal number and put it in this spot, please?
Face down or face up?
Face up, please. So she would have a 2. So say you will have all your generals shown. So what happens is once all 6 are shown, you would reveal. So she here, you resolve each battle, and the fronts matter. These are called fronts, these 2 rows. So she would have 3, and it would be 1 here. So that front wins, and then because I have no generals in this front, she would win all 4 cubes. Now, if I had just a 1, she has a higher value than what I'm showing. But she would get 3 of the cubes, and I get 1. And the winner picks those cubes that they would take. So we'll just leave 1 here. And then nothing happens with the losing front of the battle. So basically that general loses. We'll say for the sake, we did this. So then she would take the 3 cubes, and she places them as such.
I get to pick the 3, right?
Yes, I said that. You would get to pick the 3, but I'm just doing this for demonstration. So you have the 3 representing the color, and I have 1 here that was left over for this demonstration. Then if there was no generals here, these just go away. Nobody wins these. And then here, what would happen is we reveal, and I chose the 0 to show the purpose of the ambush. So the ambush is it kills a general once revealed, regardless. So if I had a Union general here, and like here and she had nothing, I would have to kill my Union general. But if it's like this setup where there's a Union general next to it and the Confederacy has a general across from it, I can pick. So I would pick to kill her general, and then with these two showing, I would win the front, and I would have two, so I would get, and there would be no generals in her, so I would get both cubes. However, if I had no general and I did the ambush, it would kill her general. This front wins, however, you cannot win with a 0. So the value has to be higher than 0, so I wouldn't get those 2 cubes. But for the sake, we're going to show it this way for the battle. So then what happens is you will end up with 1 left and 3. So once the other 2 generals are placed, the 3 times, this is what will be left. You would have the 1 here that's in your like active pool and 3 in your recruitment. So what would happen is to finish the turn, you move these 4 down, shuffle up the 6 that were used, and you put them back in the recruitment pool. Then to resolve the cubes here and the purpose of them and how to get these state tokens, what you would do is you go by each color. So I have 2, so I can move the cubes twice. So I could take it and go 1, 2 here. I could also take these 2 from here and move them here. Or I could take 1 state token, and with the 2 movements, move it here to here. And this is the safe zone, this end row right here. Once they're there, they cannot be moved by either player. And to win the game, you either have 4 of the 5 states, 1 single color here in the row. So you'd have like 1 of each. So I would have like this. Then I could win. Or you have, or sorry, I misspoke. You would need 1 of every one in the row. And or you, if you got 4 of 1 state, they say that you win 2. Now, if you don't measure up to either one of those, you get points, a single point for each one on your side. So if the game were to end like this, I would have 1 gray or 1 dark brown. The colors, it's hit or miss. But so I'd have 2 dark brown here, a blue here, and a purple here. Whereas the Confederacy side would only have the 2 purple. So I would win 4-2. Also, if there's a tie in points, the rule book says that the Union just wins because they don't want to change history. That is exactly what the rule book said. And then to finish the movement pieces, though, so Sheena here would get to move 1 and 1 here as the Confederacy side. The purple stay alone, the blue stay alone. And then the green would be tied, so neither of us would get to move 1. Now, if Sheena had, let me see if I can pull out another green one real quick. So if it was 2-1, basically what you do is you just subtract the difference and get that movement. So here the Confederacy has 2 and the Union has 1, and you would just move it 1. And that's how that does. Then what happens, like I said, once you've done the generals, and Sheena explained it, so you take these 3, you remove them, and then you no longer would use them. Then the next turn, you just set up again, so you can have, so like here we have a 1, 1, 1, and a 2 for the 3 battles, and then you set up the cubes, you move the little ticker forward, and that's a turn. Now, and then to finalize what it is each one has a different like ability. So the eye allows you to see one of the face down generals they have. Each side has the same ability of the 5 characters. This allows you, so like here, you're only allowed 3 rows. However, if you want to, you could play it to add a 4th, even though it's not available. This allows you to add the Bible in, and this one allows you to add the cannon in. So the Bible protects the general from an ambush, the 0 one. The cannon just adds a 1 to the row. So you could just put it in there and it would add it. So in the event of like a tie, like if it was we have a 2 and a 2, I could play that card and add the cannon so my row would win with 3. And then for the last one, which is just the general here, sorry, I set it off. It's not focused. There we go. So it has a little question mark on the book. You can change one of the accessible battles for the face-up general block. And then after you go through, so you can either win early or you go through the 5 years and then decide it the way that, like we've said, with based on the points, or if it's a tie, the Union just by default wins because we all do not want to change history. But that pretty much covers the 2-player strategy game called Border States. We hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more content like this. We will catch you next time, and have a blessed one.